Hello, my name is Paul Teleki. I'm running for Peterborough City Council in Ashburnham Ward, and we're in the midst of a provincial election. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to get to know some of the candidates and learn how we would be working together for the next 4 years. So here's who responded.
Well, my vision for Peterborough is probably the same as many people. We want it to be prosperous. We want it to grow, not out, but up. We want diversity. We want share the wealth. We want people to have good jobs. We want people to know that when you are in Peterborough, you are accepted. You have a job. You can get ahead, more or less. So sharing the wealth, I really believe in that. With our city, we need to keep schools open and do more geared to social affordable housing, because everyone should have a place to live, everyone should have a job, and everyone should have the dignity and opportunity to get ahead.
Well, Paul, Peterborough is in a great strategic position in the 21st century. You look at the four sort of public sector pillars that we have in the community: Fleming College, Trey University, the Peterborough Regional Healthcare Centre, and of course the Peterborough Regional Airport. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Just recently I learned that there's about 500 people employed with various businesses in the Peterborough Regional Airport, and that's set to grow. I mean, Seneca College moved its aviation program to Peterborough. Flying Colours is going through a substantial expansion. Fleming College, the new Court of Trades and Technology Centre, which will open in September this year, probably the best in Ontario, one of the best throughout Canada. Trent University is moving forward with innovative programs, and of course PRHC. I just recently had the opportunity to talk to several doctors, and they're indicated to me, because PRHC has a great reputation as a regional hospital. Doctors, particularly in the specialty areas from all around the world, are deciding to make Peterborough their home. With the extension of the 407 Phase 2 from Harmony Road in Oshawa through to the 11535, the John M. Turner Memorial Highway. I've had business people come to see me in Toronto. They make their business decisions in a window of 5, 6, 7 years. So they're looking forward to Peterborough with the completion of that roadway, improved transportation and networks to make investment decisions that are going to have great impact in Peterborough. And Peterborough County, the vibrant both tourism and agricultural sector. Again, one of the things that we know to grow the economy is the agri-food business, and there's going to be great opportunities in Peterborough County in that area. So as I tell everybody, the 21st century, Peterborough is going to be the place to be, without a doubt.
There's a federal agency that has what's called a livability index out of 150 of Canada's cities. 3 years ago, Peterborough was 26th. 2 years ago, they were in the 40s. Last year, they were in the 80s. They're going down. There's a lot of decay that's happening in Peterborough. The streets are falling apart, and obviously there's some petty squabbling going on as well. We've got to stop that decline, because what's going to happen is if the downtown core starts to deteriorate, then the city's headed for an even faster decline. I'm thinking about the 8 methadone clinics that are located in the city of Peterborough, people going far and wide, people recovering from OxyContin and Percocet addiction, a OHIP-funded crisis because every one of those pills came from a doctor's prescription pad. What I'm hoping, we know what's caused the breakdown to happen. So we also know that we have to do the opposite to get it turned around.
How can we, you and I, work together when elected?
Definitely using 3 levels of government is very important to any community, and especially to our city of Peterborough and rural area. And so just because you get elected, it doesn't mean you stop knocking on doors. Therefore, when you do get elected, you have to consult the stakeholders. I mean, that's the most important thing: communication, communication, communication. And those things can happen through town hall meetings together. They can happen through newsletters together. They can happen just by, like I said, going together and knocking on doors in your area as a councillor. My area is Peterborough, but we would work together. A town hall meeting, once quarterly or something, if you're an MPP, is the most important thing. Because people say, oh, they're elected, and now they're gone. Right? And they don't ever come and knock on my door again. But that's not the case. Peter Tabens, who's our NDP energy critic, every weekend he does an area in his riding, and he just knocks on the doors and says, hi, I'm Peter. I was at the house this week, this was done, right? And he passes out like this little newsletter. I think that's great.
Paul, I had 18 years as a Peterborough City Councillor. I worked both, of course, I was a councillor with the City of Peterborough, but during those 18 years on a wide variety of joint committees, I forged great relationship to the elected representatives in Peterborough County. And we have to remind ourselves that we always stand on the shoulders of others. And partnership, collaboration, working together, that's the way you get things done. And in my municipal background, I relate to the issues that the municipality, the county of Peterborough, and the municipalities that make up Peterborough County each and every day. I've walked in their shoes, know where they're coming from, and I think with that extensive background helps us forge those great working relationships to achieve common goals in the riding of Peterborough. It's based, of course, we do know, particularly in the health sciences field, that more and more evidence-based medicine is becoming the rule rather than the exception, and investments and decisions are made when you can make a compelling case based on concrete evidence, and that's a shift I think we're seeing more and more in public policy development, that it's based on solid evidence and solid empirical data.
Well, the Green Party is unlike other political parties, where a lot of the members of other parties have complained that they just discuss talking points. Their leader gives them what the particular thing of the day is, and that is exactly what they're supposed to spout. Whereas in municipal politics, as we discussed previously, you have the freedom to vote your conscience to do what's right. Whereas the other political parties, their leaders say, well, we don't care what's right. This is what our friends want for right now. And in this provincial government, we found billions of dollars just disappeared to the friends of the government. It's really terrible.
How could, or how do you envision your office working with the City Council as well as the staff in Peterborough?
Okay. Well, from a long time living in Peterborough and being very connected to City Council on many issues over the past 20 years as a former general manager of the downtown BIA, I believe it's very important that we connect together. So I think doing quarterly reports to Council, sitting down with staff if there's an issue, and even if it's a local issue and you say, well, it's local, it's a municipal issue, but however, any issues in this riding, really, I have no problem taking to Queen's Park if they affect our riding and our provincial government. And if the provincial government can help in any way, that's what we should be doing together. And you're at Queen's Park during the week, but you're home and you're riding on Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So those are the days that you get out in your community, you get out in any events that are happening, and you work together and you make sure that your face is there, or your presence rather is there, and you are working with them on a one-to-one basis.
Well, that's so important, and as I said, I had the great opportunity for 18 years to work with a number of elected people, and certainly work very closely with the staff, both at the City of Peterborough and the County of Peterborough. And nothing beats the opportunity to build good relationships, to pick up the phone, have a conversation, and through that kind of outreach and engagement, coming up with solutions to solve problems.
Well, I've indicated something where I've learned to live. I've learned to live on extremely small amounts of money because I'm self-employed. And I can turn over $1,000 a week of my wages to donate to local charity. That's going to have a significant impact. I don't know if you remember when Mayor Ayotte was running for mayor, and when he won, he indicated he set up the Poverty Reduction Committee, and the goal of it was to reduce poverty by the end of his first term in office, which I believe was 2009 when his first term of office expired. It just didn't happen. We have to set realistic goals and achievable targets. And if we do that, we can make strides.